I went into care when I was 15 years old after a failed suicide attempt and a massive relationship breakdown between me and my parents, and I was taken into the care of my local authority. No one had kind of explained to me what was going on. It was just one minute I was at home and then the next minute I was waiting for a social worker to come pick me up.
Lee went into foster care and was then placed in supported living accommodation in Bradford at 16, but told me staff weren't always around and the young people there didn't feel safe.
There was a lot of drug use, a lot of criminal activity, a lot of exploitation. There's something that a lot of us young people who have lived there say, that it is the place to send children to die, and that's not physically but that's emotionally. And just within ourselves we don't feel human when we leave there. We don't feel supported at all.
Now 21, Lee works with young care leavers, but has sometimes felt discrimination simply because of growing up in the care system.
My landlord at the moment doesn't know that I'm care experienced, purely because I was scared that he would tell me that he wasn't going to rent to me. I once had an employer tell me that if he knew I was care experienced at the time, he wouldn't have hired me, because there's such a bad stigma around the care experience. Everyone expects us to be drug users, to be criminals. We're just a number in the system to so many people, when actually we make up such a high percentage of this population, and I feel like we have so much to offer.
After an independent review, today the government's announced what it's calling plans to fix children's social care. For care leavers like Lee, it's going to increase the leaving care allowance from £2,000 to £3,000, and it's investing £30 million in befriending and mentoring programmes. The review suggested care experience should be a protected characteristic, like a person's age, gender or religion, but that recommendation has not been accepted.
In my opinion, the fact that they're not accepting it is saying that they're not accepting the responsibility of the children that are in their state. It was this government and our councils that decided that our parents weren't fit enough to look after us. So what are the government going to do to make sure we're provided for? What are the government going to do to make sure that we have every start in life that everyone else can?
With record numbers of children in care, more and more young people will need support as they leave the system. But for many of them, they have never felt like a priority. Emma Glasby, BBC Look North, Bradford.